whole new level back then.
Yes, he did. Now, Kevin, when it comes to predictions, I have to feel very confident in our boy Beastie.
Yep.
I know his TVT is
Good.
Traditionally his best matchup. And Strelok, while a fantastic Terran and a player with quite strong TVT as well, I feel like Beastie is on another level. Certainly when you consider that these guys are playing on Europe server.
Well, really quick refinery over here by Beastie. But Ben, I'm completely going to agree with you. And there is one more thing I would like to add, guys. If you don't know Beastie all that well, Beastie is an extremely talented Terran player, but I feel often what holds him back, just like so many other Terrans every now and then, and all the Terrans will just say, it's my race that holds me back, but I feel it's their mindset. But I do know that if Beastie plays against a guy that he thinks he can beat, he is so good. Like, he is extremely good. I know that he has a winning record against Strelok. Once upon a time, Beastie even all killed Team FXO Europe back then. There was in the IPL team arena, and Beastie went 5-0, and that was a clan war which was really important for both teams because because FXO and Empire, of course, both Eastern European teams mostly. They might have every now and then they have a player who doesn't come from Eastern Europe, but they have a very strong Eastern European lineup. So I know that clan war was very important for both teams, and Beastie all killed Team FXO, man. I know Beastie feels confident against Strelok, and I think he is going to defeat Strelok. But we should never underestimate Strelok, as he surprises us oh so often in the North American Star League.
And not surprising, perhaps, is the fact that he's playing that very macro-style command center first into a barracks, into gas. This is pretty typical Strelok. This is a guy that likes to sit back and macro and sort of rely on just having more stuff than his opponent. Beastie's going to be trying to outmaneuver Strelok with harass, probably with Banshees. I mean, this is we actually see this all the time in TVT, expanding player versus an aggressive player.
Yep, and what we see very often right now, Ben, I've been watching a lot of GSO the last few days, which is not good for my sleep schedule when you live at the West Coast, but hey, Ben, sometimes you have to take one for the team.
Oh, that's a good scout by Strelok.
Yeah, he saw the factory. That's an amazing, incredibly important scout. Is that also often we see one Terran player expanding, the other one opening aggressive, whether it's Hellion, whether it's Banshee, doesn't really matter, but then following it up with a double command center in their own base to make up for that small economic disadvantage they're gonna get because the other player went for the quicker expand. And that in the long run, then it gives an economic edge to the player who opened up aggressive again. So a nice little shift in the meta game in TVT. And I'm curious to see, Ben, where both players are going to take it.
Yes, sir. Beastie is not going Banshees, Kevin. He's going to be playing Hellions as he's producing those Hellions off of a reactor right now. He just throwing down the starport, so that's probably going to be for a medevac. So we're going to see some Hellion drop play out of Beastie. I love this play style, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think I like it a little bit more than the perhaps slightly more popular Banshee style.
Yeah, I think so as well, because with Banshees you will most likely be able to pick off a few SCVs, but if the other player is well prepared, it's going to be hard to make those Banshees really worth their cost. Aliens on the other end are a little bit cheaper, you get them quicker, and they are able to do way more damage as well. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to how Strelok is going to be able to defend. And yeah, what is Strelok expecting, man? We saw that he saw the factory, but this could just be a standard factory aiming for that Banshee. Strelok cannot be sure that he's going to play against Aliens. Good thing for Strelok though, Ben, that he has a reactor on his rack, so he's going to be able to produce Marines 2 at a time, and he's going to need at least a few Marines to be able to deal with these Aliens. Wow, Beastie is just going to...
Oh, this is crazy. He's going to go medevac into Banshee, so this is a super aggressive. Maybe he's getting this for the Raven.
I think it's going to be a Banshee.
No, it's going to be a Banshee right away. Holy smokes, Beastie is making a big commitment to this one-base play. Strelok is going to have to defend so perfectly.
I want to focus on the fact, man, that Beastie just revealed those two Hellions at the front of Strelok. How do you feel about that?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's going to make Strelok probably feel like he has to keep some units at the front, but oh, medevac is going to be, spotted a little bit late. Strelok not reacting perfectly there. Those Marines a little bit lined up. If Beastie micros this well, he can do some good damage. He's going to run.
SCVs, man. The SCVs are quite lined up. This is not fault. Well, he's pulling a few SCVs on the last moment. So far it's okay, but the Hellions are already going to town on these SCVs.
Now the Marines are a little bit lined up as well. Wow. Beastie's doing a very good job of this. He's going to move right down here to the natural. Unloading again. Nice micro there.
And only two Marines over here, Ben, but the SCV's doing a really good job as well. And a couple of these Hellions were low on HP, but Beastie just keeps on killing SCVs. Ben, look at how low a couple of these SCVs are.
Yeah, so much damage dealt to these SCVs. Beastie really wants to keep that Hellion alive. Can you lift it up? Oh, he's going to get one more worker.
Loving it, Ben.
13 SCV kills by Beastie. There is a siege tank out now. Wow, and he gets one more just for good measure.
And Ben, this is not all, because by now this Banshee did arrive. How many Marines do we have left for Strelok? Well, he has 8 Marines, Ben, but they are a little bit out of position. Oh, there's a Viking out. We missed that, sorry. sorry. So good follow-up for Strelok. This Banshee shouldn't be able to deal a whole lot of damage. Oh, but you're focusing the wrong SCV, Beasty. There we go. Picking up the low HP. Wow.
Wow, Beasty. He gets some, I guess, a little bit more mileage there. 20 worker kills total for Beasty. Puts him in a commanding economic lead, 30 SCVs to 19.
Wow.
And he is going to do exactly what you said, exactly what you prophesized, Roddy. He's going to play this big, aggressive style into a double expand.
Well, BC is going to be very pleased with how that turned out. I'm kind of blown away, Ben, that it did so much damage. I expected it to do at least a little bit of damage, but Strelok saw the medevac, so he knew what was coming. Unless he was afraid that it was like a distraction medevac, that perhaps the Hellies would drive by in the natural.
I mean, 9 kills, 10 kills, yeah, sure, 11, maybe 13. That's pretty good. 20 SCV kills. That is a pretty brutal blow there.
We're not done yet, Ben, because once more the main base of Strelok is completely exposed. There's not a single unit over here.
And his army's out on the map, Kevin. He does have a reactor on this barracks, but Marines are not going to match up well against it. Okay, so a Banshee's going to pop out. That'll save the day.
Yeah, but still, a couple of these SCVs, whoa, basically not really controlling this right now. I'm not sure what he's looking at, but still he picked up 4 more kills. And more importantly, Ben, he got a great scout off. He saw the Banshee, and he also saw the tech lab spinning. So, Strelok know that he saw it spinning. So he's just going to cancel Cloak on the last moment.
Not sure if that was worth it for Strelok. I mean,
look at this guy.
Yeah, I guess canceling Cloak, Beasty was not going to be too surprised there, but I feel like at this point with I don't know, maybe it was a good choice as there are Vikings out.
Yeah, I mean, Cloak is still an expensive upgrade.
I just like having it for when you have that fight. You can cloak the Banshee over the tanks, and you can't really kill it unless you scan.
There's no doubt about that, but I feel that perhaps Strelok just felt he is too far ahead, too far behind economically, Ben, and that Cloak wouldn't be able to pay for itself immediately, and basically will never be able to pay for itself. So he rather uses those little bit of additional minerals to throw down another command center. And hey, we might still see Cloak in a much later phase of this game. I don't think it's a wrong move by Strelok at all.
He did throw down that extra command center, Kevin, so he's going to be working on 3 bases here pretty soon. Beasty's done a great job of taking advantage of his advantage. He's jumping up ahead in the army supplies. He's 45 army supply to 39.
And he's triple.
And he's triple orbital. He'll be mining off of 3rd base soon. He's even getting a Raven out.
Yep.
So
there's nothing to be afraid of for Beasty, and this allows me as well to give a little bit of a shout out, Ben, to both of these guys, because yes, they have 1-4 record, so they only won 1 best of 3, they lost 4, but I felt both of them displayed us some excellent games this season. Certainly Beasty really surprised me when he was putting up excellent fights against both Hero and Strelok. He already played those two, so you could potentially say he already had the 2 toughest opponents in the group, but I do think that Beasty is still going to have to play against Mana. Of course, that's a very tough one as well. He did play against Alicia. There are no free wins in the NASL, let that be clear, but of course there are always opponents in which you can say, well, it's more likely that I take out Mana than Hero.
Yeah, I agree, man, and I really feel like that's sort of been the story of Beasty's career. Just a really unfortunate series of near misses. His run through MLG that he played in, the player that eliminated him was Sase. It was a very close 2-1 series.
He played in the first round against Sase.
Yep. And Sase, of course, went on to
make it top 3.
Drove so deep. Sase said his toughest opponent up until the very end when he was just exhausted was Beasty. Right. You know, and so
and that definitely means something.
The result of something like that is, unfortunately, Beasty doesn't get to love. The community doesn't necessarily take note, but he still plays some great games. Things like this happen often with Beasty, it seems. That's certainly been the case in a couple of his series here in the North American Star League, like you mentioned, against Hero and against Violet.
He's gonna Strelok's gonna try to do something here. Oh, the tanks were sieged. Beasty does on siege 1 tank, but he still has a nice tank line to fall back on. Has a few Marines over here. So far, so good for Strelok, though.
Yeah, that attack's surprisingly effective for Strelok. Beasty with a too few units on the ground, I guess. Finally does chase it away, shoots down Strelok's Banshee. And uh-oh, there's nothing that shoots up. Strelok might lose all these medevacs.
No, or at least 2 of them. Vikings a little bit quicker than medevacs.
Strelok, don't stop! This is the wrong thing to do!
And I love that Beasty is moving those Vikings closer and closer, Ben. More free shots. Here come the Marines. The Marines will stim in and, well, one Viking is
down. Still, I think that
survives.
I still think that was pretty okay for Beasty.
Yeah.
Losing that initial fight, but then killing so many medevacs.
Exactly, that started off pretty poorly. That one Banshee helped out quite a bit. Beasty not having all of his units in position, and those Vikings not taking part of the fight either. But as you said, Ben, in the end that turned out well for Beasty. More importantly, right now he has the infrastructure he wants to work with. He's economically ahead. He's still ahead in workers. He's up 14 workers. So that was a dicey moment, Ben, but Beastie came out of it fine. And now you're going to have to say that Beastie has an advantage, despite the army supply still being incredibly close.
Really love Beastie's vision on the mini-map. We can see that he has full view of the left side of the map, so there are no chance for drops coming in that way. And the right side of his main base, very well covered by turrets and by sensor tower. So Beastie is pretty drop-proof right now. Very, very nice. Strelok hasn't really tried dropping yet.
And Beastie has a way better infrastructure, Ben. He has way more production facilities. This is definitely going to snowball out of control for Strelok if he doesn't make anything happen. Strelok, of course, has a few Rexes to work with, and he's working off 2 factories right now, but Beastie has more Rexes, more factories, and does not have an upgrade advantage, because he's just working on 2-1 right now. 2-2 just started. Strelok started 2-2 a little bit quicker, so upgrade-wise, Strelok is doing fine, but
yeah, a little bit faster with his 2-2, but at the time being, they both are even in the upgrades. Strelok sort of sharking around the middle of the map as if he wants to make a fight somewhere, but Beastie is about 20 supply up.
Beastie's going to go for the achievement, killing 20 SCVs with a Raven. Did you ever get that achievement?
I've never gotten that achievement. I didn't even know that was an achievement.
It is definitely an achievement, and here we go.
He's already got 3, but Strelok, of course, 5.
Well, he might actually kill this command center, Ben, if he starts focusing it.
I don't think 2 Marines are going to get the job done. Maybe with Medevacs.
Yeah. SCV is going to absorb some bullets as well, but still, good job for Beastie.
It's a really nice job making use of that Raven after the point in the game where it's not really going to be helpful against Banshee Tech.
7 kills on the Raven. But Strelok has been doing a good job catching up in SCV, so slowly but steady he's getting closer. Beastie is playing a very passive style, Ben, and you could say, well, I don't blame him. He's been ahead economically, so why not sit on your advantage? But it would be nice to see him moving out eventually, and that is what he's going to do right now. Also very smart, sending 2 Marines over here on the left side of this map. He's going to find Strelok's army. Strelok has an upgrade advantage though, Ben.
To separate Strelok's army from his half of the map, that would mean that Strelok cannot retreat. Beastie doing a good job forcing this fight. Strelok trying to back off, and he's going to fight at an awkward angle. His unit's so split up. Strelok cannot possibly do well with this engagement, and Beastie is going to crush the army of Strelok. That is a game-ending fight.
Picks off most of the Medevacs now as well, but Strelok forgets about the Medevacs again. All Medevacs will fall. These tanks are this is like World of Tanks, man.
This is World of Tanks just rolling right out, and Strelok is in a terrible spot.
Unit's lost resource step tells us the entire story, Ben. Beastie has been mining more and lost way, way less. Strelok right now in a world of trouble. 2-2 is about to finish up for Beastie as well. He had an upgrade disadvantage in the previous fight. One more big engagement going down right now.
So many more tanks for Beastie than for Strelok. And even though Beastie's Marines all die, it will not matter. Everything just decimated on Strelok's side of the map, and he taps out. GG gets called as Beastie goes up 1-0.
Very good game by Beastie as well. Just
really perfect game by Beastie.
I think this was as close to perfect as it's going to get, man. He opened up aggressive, killed an insane amount of workers, definitely made the opening pay for itself, followed up with a double command center, had Marines in excellent positions, had missile turrets in the spots where he couldn't see if he was going to potentially get dropped, just macroed up, got a lot of production facilities, and just outmaneuvered his opponent. The only thing he was falling behind a little bit was upgrades, but yeah, if you're that far ahead, I guess you could take a fight with 1-1 Marines against 2-1.
Game number 2, Beastie versus Strelok, will be coming up in just a second, but first we have to thank LAByte.com for their support and for sponsoring that last game. If you live in the Los Angeles or Orange County area, head over to LAByte.com, where you can order from more than 1,000 restaurants that service the area, and LA Byte will deliver to you. Use the promo code NASL for a discount. Go check them out today.
They should get an extra discount code, NASL TV Rotti. And I will pay $1 with their food. And then NA Byte is going to love me so much, and I'm going to be like their ambassador. They're going to put my face on their logo. Do you think that's ever going to happen, Ben? I can see that happen.
I love LAByte.com because of this little commercial. They came and helped us film.